Good morning. Happy Thursday. I hope everyone is safe and well and feeling good. So wanted to jump on here a little bit early today to do a little mini training on the three ways that every single one of you, no matter where you're watching from or no matter when you're watching this, can generate revenue on LinkedIn. So someone popped on to say hi. So as you are coming on live, please do two things. Number one, say hi. And number two, where you are coming in from. Where in the world are you actually seeing this and coming in from? Would love to hear from you. And again, as always, please tag some people that you feel could benefit from this information. And number two, if you feel compelled to do so, please share this video either live or after it's done. And if you are on the replay, use hashtag replay, as I do love to come back and say hi. So I got someone from Canada, and then we got Captain Mike from Chicago. Mike, thank you so much for joining in. So what we're going to go over today are three specific ways, and I'm going to teach you these three ways of how to generate revenue from LinkedIn. And someone said they're jumping on, but they want to get back. Florida Gulf Coast, love to see you coming in from there. Thank you so much for popping on. So there's three genuine ways of generating revenue on LinkedIn, and I'm going to go over each one of these. And my buddy Mark Kemp just popped on. Good to see you. So again, if you're coming on, hi and where you're coming in from, please tag some people. Share this if you feel that others need to see it, but also if you're coming on the replay, hashtag replay. So the number one way, so there are three ways. The first way that you can start generating revenue on LinkedIn in 2021 and beyond, messaging people properly that leads to more qualified discovery calls. Messaging people properly that leads to more discovery calls. So there's a lot that I want to say about this. Now, to create revenue in any business, it solely lies on the amount of relationships that you can build. So the greatest currency that you have in your business is not what you teach, what you train on, the opportunity that you have. That's the product. The true value and the true currency is the relationships that you end up building. And Ola from the OC, thank you, Tom. Now, what do I mean by that? So here's the misconception. LinkedIn is the number one platform to generate leads. That's no question. 80% of all social media leads come in from LinkedIn. But where LinkedIn kind of stands alone is that it's the best place to actually create qualified and quality discovery calls, because that's where the relationship forms. But where people end up falling short is they're not, number one, messaging people properly. Number two, they're using automation and artificial intelligence or a marketing company to message people for them. I can guarantee you right now, a lot of you that are on here or maybe on the replay are actually losing monetary opportunity because you are not taking the time to message people yourself. You are so hell-bent on taking as much off your plate as possible that you're removing some of the most important things from your plate and putting it on somebody else's. And one of those things is creating those relationships. So the first part of this is if you are using an automated message bot, if you are using a marketing company and if you are using artificial intelligence to message your new connections, stop. Because you're not having as many calls as you want. You're generating all these leads and you're scratching your head and you're like, why is no one responding to my message? Because they can see right through it. Now, if you are going to message someone, and I've done a training on this before and I'm going to do it again right now, I created something called the magic formula. So you want to write this down. So if you have a piece of paper, pen, pencil, go grab it. And I'm going to teach you the formula for crafting a message that is going to get you more discovery calls. So the first thing that you do is you mention the person's name in the introduction to that message. So, hey, Tom, great to be connected to you. Not dear Tom, comma, space. You make it very informal. You don't make it stuffy. You don't have to make it too professional. Don't overthink it. Hey, Tom, great to be connected to you. The second part is you want to create a bridge between you and that person. You're not just blindly messaging people. There is a purpose and a reason behind why you're messaging that person. Let them know why without selling or pitching. So, hey, Tom, great to connect with you. I noticed that you were a business owner, a high-level business coach, a business professional, a podcaster, as am I. Would love to hear more about what you're doing, share more about what I'm doing to see how we can support each other here on the platform. Now, I've done two things. Number one, I have used one of the most important words in the English language, which is the word support. Support actually triggers a chemical release from our brain called oxytocin. It's our feel-good brain chemical. So this person is feeling good as they are reading this message. The second thing I'm doing is I'm lowering the drawbridge. I'm creating the connecting point between me and that person where they're going to read it and they're going to say, Tom's going to be like, oh, that makes sense why Scott's reaching out to me. He's also in the business world. He's a business coach. He's a podcaster. That's why he's reaching out. The third and final thing you do is you always end with a CTA, a call to action. Questions lead to answers. Statements lead to nowhere. So I would simply finish with, do you have any time for a call or a Zoom this or next week? If I just say, Tom, let me know when's good for you, he's never going to let me because I've never asked. You have to ASK to GET. You state their name informally and relaxed. 2, lower the drawbridge, creating the connecting point between you and that person. And 3, finish with that call to action. If that has all made sense, type Y or yes in the chat box. And again, you can throw me some thumbs, some hearts, some wow faces, whatever emoji reaction you want to give that has helped you with this training. And again, you want to get more qualified calls. You will get more qualified calls when you more authentically and genuinely message people. So again, going back to my original point, if you're using a marketing company, if you're using software, if you're using something else, just stop. So someone said yes with a little flex. Mark Kemp, yes. Good. I'm just making sure that you guys are resonating and you understand completely. And again, if you're jumping on late, please feel free to say hi and where you're coming in from. My buddy Kevin Wilson says perfection. Love it. Thank you so much. Now, that is the first way that you can create revenue on LinkedIn. The second way, and again, I've experienced I'm sharing 3 ways that I generate revenue on LinkedIn. And you can too. Number 2, provide thoughtful, educational, and informative content that engages your audience. Provide thoughtful, educational, and informative content that engages your audience. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is not just posting inspiration or motivation or whatever it is. So I talk about many times. My buddy James just said, yes, thank you so much, brother. So I always talk about whenever you're putting content out there, much like I'm doing right now, you always want to provide content from the passenger seat perspective. The PSP. The passenger seat perspective. The PSP. Now, comparatively speaking, most people provide content from the DSP, the driver seat perspective. Now, when you are providing content from the driver's seat, meaning things that you want to talk about, not necessarily what your audience wants to hear, that is your ego. And as my buddy Chris Harder says, your ego will always become your greatest overhead. So what you need to do is you need to take yourself and put yourself in the passenger seat perspective. So to give you an example, just like I'm doing today, so many people have reached out to me. I've done poll after poll after poll. People are struggling with providing content. They're struggling with getting qualified calls. They're struggling with getting revenue. So after I did all of my market research within my network, I decided to say, you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to provide some content right now from the passenger seat perspective, not the driver's seat. So I know what you guys want to hear. So what I'm going to do is I am going to provide content based around the things that you're looking to learn and you're looking to want to know. That's the big difference. Because that's what builds the trust with your audience. That's what builds the relationship and the rapport with your audience. You're looking to bring people closer to you, but also give them a reason to come back for more. If you're just on LinkedIn, for your own purpose, for your own business, to market yourself, it's never going to work. And Mark just said it best, provide content which helps people. Provide content which helps people. If you are providing content that is only marketing you and what you do, that is self-serving. You are only thinking about you and your business. You are not thinking about your network, your current clients and customers, and your potential future clients and customers. So making sure that you provide informative, educational, and thoughtful content that is speaking from the passenger side perspective instead of the driver's side. It will always bring people closer to you. And when that relationship starts to build, which again is the greatest currency that you have with someone, the relationship that you build, the trust and the rapport that you build is the greatest currency that you have. You will start to create more revenue in your business. If that makes sense, type Y or yes in the chat box. If you're coming on late, please say hi and where you're coming in from. Tag some people that need to see this. Share this video. If you're coming on late or coming on the replay, hashtag coming on late or hashtag replay. And again, throw some thumbs, some hearts, some emojis that relate to you and what you're getting from this content. So those are the first two. The last one is also very important because it will help you and your business move forward. And Mark says yes. Captain Mike says yes. So I'm glad that you guys are resonating with this content. So for those that are coming on late, again, number one, message people properly that leads to more discovery calls. Number two, provide thoughtful, educational, and informative content that engages your audience. And finally, number three, and this will change your business. Seek video collaborations with those within your network. Seek video collaborations with those within your network. So before I get into this, my buddy James wrote, "This is so true. Most people have the mentality of, quote, What's in it for me? I also have to change this periodically. And it's the truth. As we all start out, we are all sometimes thinking, what's in it for me? But as soon as we realize that the value is in those that we can help rather than what's helping us, things start to change. My friend Vanessa, yes, it is number one, hence why I use it to go live every week, building that connection and that rapport. And collabs. And, Vanessa and I have done collaborations. She was on my podcast. I was on her podcast. It's what builds the know, like, and trust with those that you're working with. And that's why it's so powerful. Because when you are seeking collaboration, so the science of getting rich, good morning, thank you for jumping on late. The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. I recommend every single one of you to read this book. It is the first money mindset book ever written in 1910. It's called The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. So any money mindset book that you have ever written, The Stranger's Secret, The Secret, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, every single one of those books is based off of the teachings in this book written in 1910. There are so many golden nuggets in this book, but the one that I always come back to, always, is living in a world of creation and collaboration instead of a world of competition and comparison. Competing doesn't get you anywhere. Comparison is the thief of our joy. But the more that you connect and collaborate and create, the more revenue will come back into your business. That is, the more you give, the more you get. So a great way for you to start becoming more present in other people's networks is doing exactly what Vanessa and I did. Or what you can do. You reach out to people within your network on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and say, hey, let's provide some value-added content to each other's network. Why don't I interview you, and why don't you interview me? And Vanessa says, connect and support others, love others for what value they add to this world, not so much about what you add to this world. Because again, we all have something to provide of value. I don't know everything, but Vanessa knows more than me in some areas. Vanessa doesn't know everything, but I know more than her in other areas. So that's how you can provide extra value, extra content, extra rapport and trust with each other's networks. So if that makes sense, type Y or yes in the chat box. If you're coming on late, please do say hi. If you're on the replay, hashtag replay. And also, you could throw some thumbs, some hearts, whatever emoji you want to use on whatever platform you are on. Seek collaboration. Take it off of you and put it on somebody else. Why are you connecting with people on LinkedIn? Just to sell them? Just to pitch them? No. You want to build those relationships. And we got a bunch of yeses coming in. So I'm glad you guys are resonating with this. Building out all of those relationships are going to build out your business. So again, making sure if you focus on these three things this year, it will generate more revenue in your business. Messaging people properly that leads to more discovery calls, not spamming, not using automation, just you taking the time, providing thoughtful, educational, and informative content that engages your audience. And finally, making sure you seek video collaboration with those within your network. And Vanessa, I hate when people drop into my inbox with a sales pitch immediately. I mean, how's that building a relationship? And James says yes. So the last thing I want to remind you guys, I posted about it the other day. Nancy, my wife, and I, we are doing a free LinkedIn intensive. It's a 5-day free LinkedIn intensive. It's from Monday, January 18th to Friday, January 22nd. So a week from this coming Monday. It's from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Thursday, Eastern Standard, 5 to 6 p.m. on Eastern Standard on that Friday. Everything is recorded, so if you're in a different country and you can't get on live, the replay will be emailed to you. All you need to do is type in "I do" in the chat box. I will come back on a little bit later, and I will send you a private registration link to register for our free LinkedIn intensive. It's 5 days. We're going over all this and more. So all you have to do, if you want to be a part of our free 5-day LinkedIn intensive, drop an "I do" in the comment section, either live or on the replay. And thank you. I appreciate that. Vanessa says, get on his training, people. I learned so much from him this year. Thank you so much. Grateful for you. Good morning, Corey. So again, if you are just coming on, you can say hi. Again, if you would like to be a part of our free 5-day LinkedIn intensive, whether you're on live or on the replay, and Mark says he is all signed up and joined, all you have to type in is "I do." I'll send you the registration link, and we're going to be going over all things LinkedIn to build out your business, your brand, and our training 5 days in a row for free. We want to see you people succeed. So again, focusing on messaging people properly, providing that value-added content every single week, but also seeking collaborative efforts within your network will absolutely grow your revenue on LinkedIn and in your business this year. So Kevin says, yes, please. Kevin, I will send you the registration link after I hop off of here. And someone else just came on. Andy said, "I do." James says, "I do." So again, for those that are coming on, I will send you all of that information. So mark on your calendars, January 18th through the 22nd, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live and recorded. And then 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time that Friday. 5 days, 1 hour a day, all LinkedIn, all day, every day. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Please enjoy the rest of your day. Love and gratitude. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye, everybody.